Ho, ho, ho. Shit. What's up, everybody? Station. Welcome here to PCP Movie Night on Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm your host, Rockin' Robbie Bills, and tonight we present the final PCP Movie Night of 2025. Now, we are in the holiday season, so we wanted to get into the holiday spirit. So last week we talked about White Christmas, and to completely turn and flip the coin around of great Christmas movies, tonight we're talking about Black Christmas, 1974, directed by Bob Clark, who did another fantastic Christmas movie that a lot of people fondly remember, A Christmas Story. Don't forget, he also did Porky's and Porky's 2, but he did Baby Geniuses, but that's best left forgotten. But tonight we're talking about Black Christmas, 1974, my second favorite Christmas movie of all time. We covered it 5 years ago, but you know what? It's been long enough. If we can do Bloodsport twice, why not Black Christmas? And joining us again, originally a part of that original show, is Jelani. What's up, homie?
Station. Sorry I wasn't here for White Christmas, but I'm here for Black Christmas because, you know.
Yeah. Why you got to be here for Black Christmas but not White Christmas, Jelani?
I wonder why.
It's nice to have you here to talk about this movie that it's not well. Also, I know you hate musicals, brother. So,
film. Cannot stand them.
But hell yeah, glad to have you back here. Now, this dude has never been on the channel to talk about Black Christmas, though he just did it on his channel just like a few weeks ago. But it's our man from Blood, Splatter, Chatter. It's the Verno Meister. What's up, Vern?
Yo, what up? What's happening, everybody? I was tempted. I was half tempted to not do it because we did just cover it a couple months ago, but I had to. I love this movie. This is my favorite Christmas horror movie of all time. I'm curious, what was your number one Christmas movie of all time?
Gremlins.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. It's Gremlins and it's Black Christmas. All right, first time on the channel ever, and definitely first time on PCP Movie Night. Let's welcome the man. It's Jake from Hounds of Gore. What's up, homie?
What's up, buddy? Welcome, guys. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's nice to have you here. I was on a show with you over at Able Show on One Collection Down for Horror Fest. We did Chud. Had such a great time chatting with you, man.
Yeah, man.
Super excited to have you here join us, man.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Of course. And welcome back. First time on the channel was last week, but we had to bring him back again. The ever enthusiastic Cliff from Cliff on Comics. What's up, homie?
My second appearance key issue. I love it. How are you?
Hell yeah, man. We'll see based on the cover which one the audience decides is the most important, right? It's up to the community to decide which one is the most important.
One day when you have me on the channel and I'm actually part of the thumbnail, we'll see. That'll be my first cover appearance, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we got to get a first cover appearance now, man. It's so exciting to me that this dude has found his way out of Mirkwood by way of Mordor. It's Brooks finally amongst us in the Shire. What's up?
In full color.
I'm sorry, I'm halfway through Two Towers, dude. So everything's the Tolkien reference to me right now.
No, how about in homage to last week? It's Brooks in Vivid Vista Vision.
In Vivid Vista Vision, Technicolor. Yes. What's
up,
Brooks? How you doing, man?
My first appearance. My first appearance did come polybagged with a collectible trading card.
Yeah, but were there 5 different ones, and it depended on what polybag you got to like?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Rob Liefeld approves. He did that bit again. By the way, I got the Chapel card on the new Youngblood #1, and I was very happy with that. So anyway, let's talk about Black Christmas. This movie came out in 1974. It's a Canadian film. It is directed by Bob Clark, who is not a Canadian, but he found success directing Canadian movies, right? He had done a couple zombie pictures, which I had never seen, and then he got this gig. And the original script was more of what we would consider a slasher film today, but he wanted to develop the characters a little bit more and do some things that were a little bit different. Now, when I say the original script was more like a typical slasher film, the crazy thing is that the slasher film didn't truly exist at this point. This movie came out right after Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There were other movies that came before. Verno did a great series of movie reviews on his channel this year on the road to Halloween, all the slashers, Psycho, Peeping Tom, Black Christmas, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Deep Red. Did you do Deep Red? Was that one that you did?
It did Deep Red, baby. Yep.
Movies that were like what led to Halloween, right? Obviously, this movie is a huge influence on Halloween, in so much that Bob Clark and John Carpenter were one day, this is how the story goes, having a conversation. John Carpenter asked him, "What are you going to do another Black Christmas?" And he said, "No, I'm done with horror movies," because he went on to do really resonating films like Porky's and Porky's too. But he was like, "I'm done with horror films, but if I did do it, Billy gets caught by the next movie. It takes place the next fall. He's caught. He escapes from the insane asylum, and he winds up back at the sorority house doing the same thing, stalking them, and I would call it Halloween." And then John Carpenter took that idea and like ran with it. Plus POV, killer shots, the music, the pacing. There's so much in Black Christmas that really influences horror movies going forward. I think this movie is exceptionally well crafted. I think it's incredibly performed. I think it's incredibly shot. I love this movie. I've gone on and on about it on multiple shows across this platform we call YouTube, but I am incredibly grateful for this movie's existence. It is one of my favorite Christmas movies. I always watch it, and whenever I find out that somebody hasn't seen it, I encourage them to watch it. I think it's a must-see, and I think it's pretty fucking awesome. What about you, Jelani? What do you think about Black Christmas? I think this is your second watch.
Yes, this is my second watch. And after watching it this time, it was I got more creeped out. It's more intricate now that I know what happens and I see it like play again. Oh my God. It screws with your brain a lot. And I can't believe they had a maniac killer this early on. Like, this is the inspiration for Halloween. All the little things, all the nuances in this film that make total sense why it should continue. Like, this should have continued. The characters are wonderful. You were saying the music's brilliant. There's so many people to name in this movie that you're okay with, like that did wonderful performances. Everyone did their job in this film. It's
Margot
good.
Kidder.
Yep, alone. I'm not gonna go into my characters, but bruh, this film is monumental the second time. The first time I was like, it was all right. I don't know what I scored it. Do you remember what I scored it, Robbie?
I do not know.
It's fine. Whatever it is, I'm probably gonna go up on what it was. And because I learned more and I appreciate it more from this film now more than ever. And on top of that, but bruh, all the POV shots are the best thing in the film.
Oh my God.
All the POV shots.
I was like, Jelani is saying all the things that are ricocheting in my brain that I'm trying to contain.
Don't worry, man. You're too far down. One of these days, you'll be up like two. It's all good, bro. But I love this film, just all in all.
Now, the only thing I remember about the previous review is that you and Brooks didn't like remember any of the music. You were like, there was music in the fucking movie, and I was like, are you serious? There's Christmas music in the fucking movie. You didn't even notice that, but whatever. I remember being hurt by that, but we were early in on PCP movie night. We were just a few months in. So anyway, I'm glad that you liked it better this time, Jelani. I'm very excited to hear your thoughts spread out throughout the rest of the show. Verno, what about you? I know you're a fan. I think on IG you said this might be your favorite Christmas movie.
It's definitely, it's Home Alone, baby. Home Alone would be my favorite Christmas movie, but horror-wise, definitely. Hey, Gremlins.
Well, Home Alone's not a horror movie, bro. Think about it from the perspective of Joe Pesci and
there's the home invasion aspect of it. Hey, honestly, Gremlins, there's an argument to be had for that too. That might, that's right up there with it. It's definitely way more nostalgic. But kind of to piggyback off what Jelani said, same, brother. Like the first time I saw this movie, this was one of Robbie, when I kind of one of the first movies that like you had recommended that I'm like, oh, what's this Black Christmas that I'm gonna go check out when I had first met you. And when I watched it the first time, I was a little bit underwhelmed. You know what I mean? Because you were hyping it, and I was like, I don't know. I expected more, but I wasn't as versed in like 70s horror in general and the lead up to the slasher boom and all that. So it's really, really grown on me. It's become like definitely one of my favorite slasher movies ever. It's like one of my favorite horror movies, period. And it sticks to landing every time. Exactly what you were saying, Jelani. Like the first time you see it, you can't really appreciate the way it's written, which we'll get into. The way that the mystery is done, which I love. There's a lot that you can't appreciate, but somebody touched on earlier. It's creepy. As far as like most slasher movies, they're fun, and this one is less fun, definitely, than most like 80s slashers you get. It's way creepier, in my opinion, than most of like the big slashers after this, and the performances are better. I know we'll get into the characters, but just comparing, like when we did this on my show, we did Halloween the following week, so we did a lot of comparing and contrasting between the two. And Halloween's the shit, but like the characters in this are just way better. The writing, in a lot of ways, is way better. It doesn't have Michael Myers, and it's not as fun as Halloween is. But I honestly think these days, like, I almost want to say I prefer it over Halloween. It's definitely like, not definitely, it's arguably a better made, more well written movie than Halloween, in my humble opinion. But I love it, man. It holds up every time. And I wasn't even super looking forward to watching it last night. I was like, fuck, man. I just watched
because you
this
just
thing.
covered it, right?
I just did it. I did it twice. I'm studying up on it, or I read it, or I watched it twice a couple months ago. But as soon as I sunk into it, I was like, hell yeah. Like, I just love it. I love the world that it creates. So it's one of my favorites, bro.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love that. What about you, Jake? What do you think about Black Christmas? What's your history with it? What'd you think of on the rewatch?
My history with it, probably haven't seen it for a good long time. I think for me too, like, I think one of the things for me, like, I'm a big gore hound, so like, the fact that this didn't have, it relied on the creepy suspense mystery kind of aspect of it. I think the first time I saw it, it was probably not what I was looking for, and I think a lot of the older movies aren't typically what I'm looking for unless they're, some B horror schlocky kind of low budget films. But I mean, watching it again, I did really enjoy it. I think there was a lot of great things about it. I love, like you guys mentioned before, I love the POV shots. Those are great. I definitely loved a lot of the characters. I felt like it brought me back to my college days, for sure. I like, one of the big things for me was like the whole, the calls coming from inside the house kind of stuff. And it's just like, and then reading up on that, that's like a whole urban legend, of, the babysitter and the man upstairs from the 60s, apparently.
Yep.
And that was kind of like, not the first, but one of the first movies, that kind of took from that. And just like the whole aspect of somebody calling to harass you, right? Like, you can't really do that today, right? There's no caller ID, there's none of that kind of stuff back then, right? Like, you just had to pick up it could have been the moaner one minute and then, right, like, her boyfriend the next minute. So you don't know. You just have to pick up the phone or not answer the phone, right? So there's a lot of like cool things about that. And I mean, overall, it was a really good movie. I love the cover because every time I see that cover, Robbie, I'm like, oh my God, that's Santa Claus. And then you look closer and it's right. Like, that looks like
that's actually pretty clever. I don't even know if that was the original intent, but you're right. Yeah, the way it's the lighting,
it looks
the
like
highlights,
a beard,
yeah.
right? It looks like
Yeah.
a white beard.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
And I'm like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh wait, never mind. That's the girl in the bag. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, for me, like, it'll probably like come around for like Christmas watches, like, I'm a huge Gremlins fan, so that's like definitely like number one for me as far as like Christmas horror films go for me. I love Gremlins. That's my jam.
Hell yeah.
Hell
But
yeah.
Black Christmas would probably definitely make the rewatch every year for sure now.
Hell yeah. I like to hear that, man. You mentioned the phone call aspect of it, right? Now, obviously this influenced a lot of movies, and I let my girl watch it for the first time and she loved it, right?
Yeah.
And she was like, this has got to be a big influence on Scream, right? And I was like, oh yeah, for sure, right? Like
That
with
was the
phone
first
calls.
movie that came to my mind, yeah.
Yeah, and Jelani, you mentioned When a Stranger Calls, which is another really great movie that's kind of like the same premise. And what's crazy is every time you watch this movie, no matter the entire movie, you know that Billy is upstairs making the phone calls. You know it's him, right? Even though they try to make you think it's dude from 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? They try to make you think it's the boyfriend, and it does work. Like when you first watch the movie, you're kind of like my girl straight up was like, it's this dude, this crazy ass piano player, like breaking his piano and shit. Like it seems so obvious, but like even though you know that the killer is in the house the whole time, every time they make that announcement, the calls are coming from inside. That moment works. It works. Even no matter how many times you watch the movie, all that. Plus, Olivia Hussey, God bless her heart.
Yes.
The way she answers the fucking phone. Hello? Oh, she screams in the phone every fucking time. Do y'all know
Jesus Christ.
Every time I watch this movie, I'm like, why do you answer the phone so intensely? Like no wonder you're the one who always answers the fucking phone. She's ready for it. Hello? Anyway, Cliff, first time watching this film, what'd you think about it, bruh?
First of all, I can't blame Olivia Hussey's, character. I mean, in my mind, first of all, I'm a loud person. But second of all, I'll be loud to see if I can hear my voice coming out from somewhere. So I can daredevil detect this bitch in the house, right? Because that's part of what made this movie unsettling. We have no understanding of this killer. None. Like, we don't know the motivation. We don't know if it's supernatural. I mean, obviously it's not supernatural. But there's no motivation. That's what made this so great. I love Gothic horror. So I love the setting being the horror, and this movie actually established that better than I possibly could have imagined for a film this old. I was like, God bless these Canadian bitches. They really delivered, And I'm half Canadian, so I can say that.
But you're not half bitch, so just tell.
Oh, you know what? On the day of the week, I'm all bitch. So the performances, great. I mean, am I allowed to talk about what performance I love, or I gotta hold it?
Not yet. You gotta hold it off.
Hold it. So I really like the nitty gritty of like filmmaking, and I like artistic perspective, and anyhow, this movie had all of that. The movie drew me in. There's a storyline for everybody, essentially, right? And again, not expected, and I could see what the director was doing. I understood. It was clear he made his vision come to life. I mean, probably on a shoestring budget. I thought it was great.
Hell yeah, love to hear it, Brooks. You were here 5 years ago, watching it for the first time, talking about it. I think I remember you kind of liking it, right? But here you are. I'm assuming this might be your second rewatch, or first rewatch, I should say. Second time watching it. What did you think about it overall?
Yeah, well, I remember liking it the first time I watched it, and I can't say I like it any more or less on my second watch, but I did still. I think I still liked it about the same amount. I do appreciate it. It's very simple in its ways, because it's even the concept itself is very simple. It was like, what if a crazy guy found a secret way into a sorority house, and the idea is the guy's that's kind of like the appeal of this killer, is that you don't know fucking shit about him, except he's he's just a crazy guy. There's nothing else about him really. You see so little of him. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is when you see his eye through the crack in the door. It's the most you really get out of him. But man, he's got that crazy eye, man, and so it really works. And there's a lot of the classic slasher cliches that kind of feel like they started, or this is one of the earliest examples of. And I think it does it really good. It feels like it's a suspenseful movie, because how crazy this guy is. You see him going around and all of these other characters just wandering around the house completely oblivious. And like, and they throw the Peter red herring out there, despite the fact that, it's not him. But, they try and like fully like, what if it is him? But, it's obviously not. But it's actually a fun movie. Like I really did enjoy watching this a second time. Like it's like way better than that piece of shit 2000s remake. That movie sucked. I fucking hated that fucking movie. So
you did that one with us on DHS?
Yeah, we did.
It gets worse. Try the 2019 one.
The thing I liked about the 2006 one is it does amp up the gore, and I like it for that. It has some colorful things to it too. And I like that it actually tries to explain Billy's origin and introduces us to Agnes. I don't like that film, but I want to rewatch it. I really do, because I remember like him cutting somebody up and making Christmas cookies out of their fucking flesh and shit. Like, I don't know. That's
What
pretty
the hell?
gnarly, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Maybe next time we'll do that one. That would be fun. This movie's got some great characters. I think Verno was the one mentioning that compared to Halloween, the characters seem to be well more fleshed out and a lot more integral to the plot and just more well-rounded, like actual characters, not just like cliches and archetypes.
Friend number one, friend number two.
Exactly. And even though like I would say that Laurie's friends have personality in that movie, it's very surface level personality. I think they dive deeper into the characters here than even most of us realize the first couple times we watch the movies. Jelani, what's a performance you want to highlight?
There's so many. And there are a lot of us, and I'm not gonna be an ass. I'm picking a killer. Fuck it. I'm picking a maniac. Billy. The POV shots for him, once again, that rules. That freaking rules. The fact that he has so many voices, like when he's on the phone doing his call, it is the wildest shit you've ever seen. That how are you screaming in the background and talking like another person at the same time? It's demonic.
5 different people performed that vocally. There was one guy who did the majority of it, and this dude is super fucking pretentious, dude. On the documentaries, he's like, "Oh, I wanted my thorax to be compressed, so I hung myself upside down when I was doing it." I was like, "No, you fucking didn't, you jackass! No, you fucking didn't." Bob Clark did some of the voices. The composer did some, and there was a woman who did some of them as well, and they blended them all together. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, you have no idea who it is or who they are, right?
That is just absolutely nuts. But yeah, I'll pick him though. The fact that he's still in the house at the end is so clean, because the fear of the unknown is probably the worst feeling to have. That's what the Blair Witch really pushed when you saw it originally. After that, whatever. But that actual fear of not knowing what is attacking you or what's coming at you. And it stays that way the rest of the movie. And technically Black Christmas ends here because it's just, that's it. He's in the house. More than likely he kills her.
He definitely killed her.
He definitely killed her. She's gone. It's how wild this film is and how many twists and turns it takes with just this one character that you never meet. And it's so impressive.
Hell yeah.
And I love how they did it. We need to make more horror movies like this. It's a template for a lot of them. But what I'm saying is not just showing it, just knowing that it's there, that it's just evil.
I feel like it gets harder and harder these days because movies have shown so much. Like what you were competing against in 1974, they were showing a little bit, and now it's like you're gonna watch Terrifier 3, then watch this, and be like, wah, wah. Like
I would say that this. I'm going out on a limb. I would say that this is better than Terrifier.
It's better than Terrifier 3, but Terrifier 3 does things that are better. You know what I mean?
Never been able to do.
Right.
I just think we have so much access to things now that, like, back then, like that would be really, really freaking creepy. You know what I mean? Like, and two, it plays on the whole, like, I don't know when you guys were growing up, but like the basement or the attic were fucking spooky places to go. You know,
Totally.
I didn't know what the fuck was up there.
Still is,
Down,
bro.
you know what I mean? It's like Home Alone when he's going down and the furnace is making all the weird noises, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And they're playing on the whole attic, you know, in this movie. But yeah, we just have so much at our like fingertips now that it doesn't even matter if you don't like see any of it. I mean, you can pretty much like find anything you want, you know.
Yeah, I love that this isn't Faces of Death, right?
Yeah.
Or anything like
Right.
that, but
Yeah.
it's still effective. And I would even say more effective. And I
Scarier.
think part of that effectiveness
Mhm.
is because of the performances.
Very
Verno, what performance you want to highlight?
Oh, it's really tough, man, because like we were kind of saying, like I love these characters. I love all of them. I really, really do. I think the first time I watched it, it was Margot Kidder, but I will highlight Olivia Hussey, Jess Bradford. I don't know if I have anything too fucking profound to say about her. First off, I will just say, Robbie, I think you were the one to tell me this, and it blew my mind. So I'll put it out there for anyone in the audience or on the panel that doesn't know it, maybe blow their mind. She's from It, 1990.
Yes.
She is she's Billy's wife when he's an adult. She's the one that has to ride on the handlebars, hi-ho silver. She's the one that starts to lose it at the end of the movie. Couldn't believe that that was her. But
she's Norman Bates' mom in Psycho 4.
is she really?
Yep, she's Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, which came out
That
right
I
before
knew.
this, of course. But yeah, she
Oh,
plays
yeah.
Norman Bates' mom in Part 4, which I don't like. My least favorite Psycho movie, and that includes the Gus Van Sant remake.
I just think she's great. She's gorgeous. She's very one thing that this movie does different than a lot of other movies is like how concerned the friend group is. And she's kind of the lead one. She's the one that's most concerned, going around worried about Claire. And she gives the movie a lot of heart. And then her abortion bit, her kind of, just character wise, like her strength in that, like for 1974, being as progressive as a woman as she is in the movie. And I think like technically she's not a final girl because I do think she dies at the end. But I will say she's, whatever. She acts as the final girl for this movie for the most part. And she's maybe like the most underrated final girl ever. You know what I mean? I don't think she gets put. And that's what I'm saying. Like this movie it's very underseen. For like, if you're in the horror community, what do you mean? Black Christmas. It's a big fucking movie. But like most people have not seen this movie. Most like, regular folk out there that aren't hunting down deep cut horror movies haven't fucking heard or seen of this movie. But anyway, she's the shit. I really enjoy
She's
it.
really great, man. Even though she answers
Really
the phone
awesome.
every time, like "Hello," which apparently Cliff
she's
does
doing
as well.
that, when she's doing that bit to go up, like when tell her get the fuck out of the house, don't ask any questions, which is a weird line. Don't ask any questions. It's a fucking weird thing to say to anybody.
He
But
didn't
when
know how to
she's
talk
like,
to her.
Barb, like that is like I love that performance. Like it's so fucking scary when she's kind of inching her way upstairs. She kills.
No,
it.
she's great too when she's like trying to figure out whether she should run or go try to help her friends who are
Yes.
dead, but she doesn't realize it, right? Barb and Phil, she doesn't realize that. But also like the way she's talking to 2001 dude, Dave.
Peter.
What's his name?
Peter.
Dave.
What's his name? It's something like Udo Kule or something like that. What's his name?
Oh, I'll look him up for you.
But when she's
Kier.
like, yeah, right. And she's like, at first she's like, she's trying to she's trying to break it to him easy. Like, remember when I talked to you that there were a lot of things I wanted to do. I still want to do those. And then he keeps making excuses and she straight up just goes, I don't want to marry you.
Yeah.
Bitch. Like
His face in that
1974.
moment,
That's crazy. What's Udo Dulé or something like that? What's his name?
Kier Dulé.
Kier Dulé. There. Thank you.
AEIR.
I'm thinking of Udo Kier from the guy who just died, man. From fucking Blade and Suspiria and all that.
Cigarette
shit.
burns.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude. Cigarette burns. Oh my God. That's good stuff. Speaking of cigarette burns, Jake, what about you? What do you think performance you want to highlight is?
I don't know. There's two in particular, but I think I don't know. Like, it's tough. I really like Margot Kidder's character, Barb, mainly. Yeah, Barb. Mainly for the fact that she's just like a crazy drunk half the time. She's your typical, like, at least for me, like your typical sorority chick, or just like drinking half the time. She's like on the phone one time. She's like, I'm not that drunk. Like, I haven't had that much to drink kind of stuff. And she kind of has like, to me, like a little bit of, it's kind of like Mrs. Mac, a little bit of the comedy relief kind of stuff that I enjoy. But I just think
yes is a choker. That was wild.
yeah.
And talking about
just her whole like beginning
wild.
few scenes, like sticking it to the moaner. You know what I mean? Like,
I think she eggs him on. I think she causes the whole goddamn thing, Margot.
She's like, I got the fastest tongue in the West, kind of shit.
Yeah.
I love how she gets shook though in that moment. He just like breaks that character and goes, "I'm going to kill you." She gets shook and she plays it off, right? She also gives the cops shit. She does my favorite bit in the whole. There's a lot of bits in this fucking movie. My favorite is the fellatio bit, dude.
I forgot about that.
What?
It's a new exchange, man. Hell yeah, Margot Kidder is great in this movie, dude. Fantastic in this film, dude. And that's fucking Lois Lane, man.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Lois
And
Lane.
I was
That's
like,
crazy.
I was like, she looks really familiar. And then I was like, oh. I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, Lois Lane. I was like, oh.
Hell yeah. Cliff, what about you? What's a performance you want to highlight?
Damn. Again, there's 4 of them that I love, and this is really difficult. So I'm going to go with the one you guys haven't talked about, and I'm going to go with Marion Waldman, Mrs. Mac.
Hell
all right.
Yeah.
So she was a booze hound, house mother.
Yeah.
Her death scene is bizarre and iconic at the same time. And I'm just, I'm a big old mother hen. So like, I just feel like that would be me. I'm like, y'all girls need to calm down. It'll just have more Tennessee whiskey. It'll all be all right. These broads would hump the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's great. I love her. How can you not love her? But that's the other thing. Like, these ladies were really actually delivered. Like, I was like, oh my God. Like, I was expecting like B and C level acting, and it was B+ acting. I really enjoyed that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Brooks,
what's A except for
He's so great. She got this shit hidden in the fucking toilet, in the books. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
That's probably my favorite. Yeah. She's like brushing her teeth and then get a little swig to wash it down.
Claude. Isn't that the cat's name?
Yeah, Claudicus, man.
Speaking
of cool cats, what about you, Brooks? What's the performance you want to highlight?
Oh, I guess I'll take John Saxon as the cop, or the main cop character. Because I love how in these, like a lot of these movies, the cops are portrayed in this way, like where they come to him with a problem, and they're like, yeah, whatever, because they always think that the problem is bullshit. There's always some bullshit, and they don't take it seriously at first. But I think his best scenes are the ones where he's dealing with the other officers, like the guy who's laughing at the. I
love that dude who just sits there and laughs the entire fucking movie. Every scene he's in, he's just cracking the fuck. By the way,
like he's stoned.
Young women are dying.
And these cops, there's bad cops, man. But I like his interaction with the the kind of the idiot cop who thinks that fellatio is like the number, whatever, and like he doesn't know what it is. He's like, something dirty, isn't it? It's like it's like he's kind of like he seems like the cool cop, and the rest of these cops are kind of like Barney Fife-ish kind of goofballs. And I of course I love John Saxon because he was Roper in Enter the Dragon as well. So like every movie I see him in, I just see him as a different version of Roper. Like this is police detective Roper.
You got Dad Roper in Nightmare on Elm Street. You got Agent Roper in Tenebrae.
Right. Well, that's what's so funny. He was like traveling all over the globe. He was in Enter the Dragon. He's in this Canadian film. He's in all sorts of Italian films.
Dude, he was like the Nicolas Cage of the 70s. He wouldn't say no.
It would have been cool if I could have got Jim Kelly to be his partner.
Oh, bro, that would have been so badass. All right, those are some great picks. So y'all have all taken my actual favorites. My actual favorite is Barb. Barb is amazing. I think that she's very integral to the film. Olivia Hussey's great. Andrea Martin as Phil is really, really good in the film. She's got a small part.
Love her.
She makes a lot with a little, right? And that's yeah, I love that. But I will spotlight Keir Dullea as Peter, because this dude, any smart person watches this movie, and if you really think about it, and this is something that Bob Clark says on the commentary. He goes, I'm proud of this movie because we never cheated. We made it seem like Peter was the killer, but if you watch the movie and really pay attention, there's no way he could be the killer. We didn't cheat, right? And so I love that. But because of his very intense performance, you totally buy that. You know what? It doesn't make sense, but he could be the fucking killer. It seems a little obvious, but I would totally buy that, dude. Like when he calls crying, when he loses his fucking mind and busts up his fucking piano. By the way, my favorite John Saxon moment is when he goes to check out where he lives, and it cuts to him and he's just staring at that fucking piano like, I love that. But I think he's really good. But a major shout out, okay, to Douglas McGrath as Sergeant Nash, because he plays such a dipshit Barney Fife, as you were saying, Brooks, but he does it so well. He plays this almost like innocent buffoonery, but at the same time, like he's a big cause of everything, right? Because he doesn't like, I don't know. I really like his performance because there's a lot of comedy in this movie. We talked about it being tense. We talked about it being scary and kind of spooky, honestly, right? And unnerving and unsettling, but it's also kind of funny, but it's funny in a shocking yet real way. That's part of the style and structure. I think the writing on this movie is absolutely superb. Now, it was originally written by one guy, rewritten by another guy. Bob Clark then did a pass to make the dialogue feel more natural. And if you look at his movies like A Christmas Story or the Porky's films, for instance, you do have realistic dialogue from young people, right? One of the things Bob Clark says is he wanted to show in the dialogue and in the performances the adult nature of college, right? We like, especially now that we're all a little bit older than we used to be, we look at college kids and we're like, they're kids. But when we're college age, we're all like, we're adults, right? And they do portray that very, very well. I think the structure of the film is really good. I don't think it slows up too much. There are moments where it takes its time, but I don't think it slows up the film because I think those characters are interesting enough. Whether it's the sisters in the sorority and the house mother, or whether it's the detectives and all the buffoons surrounding them. And style-wise, I think the movie is absolutely splendid. I love the way it looks. First of all, the cinematographer had to create a whole device to be able to put on him that he could then climb up a fucking wall while he was filming. Like, that was all new shit. He made that rig himself. But just the cinematography, the lighting, the way it looks, the atmosphere that's provided, the Christmas lights glow like crazy, dude. Like, and it makes that color stand out. Then the use of the house as a set, having that house with that stairwell where you can do shots from up, down, and down to up, and do all kinds of interesting things. They make that house look so goddamn interesting and so 70s, but it becomes part of the atmosphere and therefore a character in and of itself. I think style and structure is fucking magnifique. But in Canada, they say magnificent, eh? Anyway, what about you, Jelani? What do you think about the style and structure of the film?
Canadians. Anyway, no offense, Cliff. There's a lot to take in with this film. It's surprising because you get this house, like you mentioned. It does have so many nooks and crannies in it. The kill with Ma, that's awesome. That's one of the best shots going downward to hit someone and kill them with a hook. It's so clean. I love every minute of that. As far as the structure of it, the pacing of it does work well with what you're trying to do. And the best part about this whole thing is that girl's been dead in that house the entire time. Her dad's there. He's freaking out. I love how it's paced out to where she's the first kill. And the first kill is like the cleanest, one of the cleanest kills because it's just a suffocation. And she's just sitting there the whole time. She's in the window. He had her positioned in the window. If these dumbass cops would just look up, they could just see in the shot, because the last shot of the film is her in a bag with the bag, and it's pulling away. And you're like, oh, fuck. You know, it's horrible. The killer's been in the house the whole time. The first kill is the first problem that happens in this. And she's been there the whole time. Eventually, somebody's going to notice it's going to stink. And there's going to be, of course, the other murder that have to investigate with Olivia Hussey. But
yeah, there's 2 bodies up there, bro.
Yep,
You know,
like, 2 bodies.
2 fucking bodies.
They're going to stink.
And dude, you mentioned that girl's Claire's father. What a fucking heartbreaking, tragic performance, dude.
Terrible.
Like you just see this dude go from like a hard ass to just broken. Right? Like
that's the aspect
so
of slashers we don't get, is that sadness, like the effect on the parents and shit. Yeah,
it's horrible. And technically he doesn't know his child's dead. I'm sure he assumes he's dead because his daughter. I mean, because those other 2 girls are dead. It's horrible. I don't like the cuts where you don't see the slashing. Like, I would have liked to see the police officer in the car get killed. I don't know why. I know it's the 70s. This is very early. But I think the police officer there should have been a scene where he dies.
Yeah, but that's a great reveal, though, when the camera goes up.
And that's the first time. That's the first time in slasher movie history that becomes a huge trope. Tons of slasher movies, they go, don't worry, we're out here protecting you. And then you look out and he's dead. Right. I looked into it, and this is the very first time. It's been done in gangster movies prior to that, but first slasher time.
Yeah. It's awesome. I love that. It makes a lot of sense. There are in this. Mm-hmm. There's so many. And there's so many kills. It is so clean. It's tightly paced. It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. I just love the POV cam. Like, there was just so much heart in doing a POV cam.
Yeah, which is not the first time that POV had been done in a film, but definitely the first time that's been done in this kind of a way that directly was done in Halloween.
Right.
And John Carpenter knew exactly what he doesn't deny it. He's like, oh, I did this because of Bob Clark in Black Christmas. I love that film. Verno, though, you're a student of this film. What do you think about the style and structure?
Shit's the shit, bro. We've debated on my show before, like what's the most 80s movie, you know what I mean? There's movies like Lost Boys and Demons or whatever just stand out like, oh my god, that's so
Fright
fucking
Night's
80s.
Pretty fucking 80s, man.
Fright Night, Jason Takes Manhattan, like super 80s. This is like one of the most 70s movies. It's so like brown and orange and yellow. Like I'm always bringing up the wallpaper in older, especially 70s movies. Like I love it. I love like the 70s psychedelic kind of wallpaper, the thick wooden doors, just like the look of the house, like the Christmas vibe of it. But like one of my favorite shots is that one where they're on the phone at the beginning, the first time, like they're kind of introducing all the characters, and it's that close, like tight shot of everybody, and it goes from girl to girl to girl to girl, and that's kind of like the 2 different styles that we get. There's the super smooth shots like that, and then there's the real rough POV shit. Like that it feels really cheap the first time you see this movie. It's like, oh my god, this is the POV, but like it adds something to it. There's like a charm to that too. But
it reminds me of like that Evil Dead charm when with doing like the whatever I forgot what they called it, but like where they stuck it on a freaking board and we're like holding the board with the camera. I love that, and again, it was just echoing like creative vision that I completely was eating up.
Hell yeah. What was it? Oh, just like the other thing about the style is the fucking kills. Like the kills. Robbie, dude, you've used the term once on my show, the sacred or the profane, which we've brought up a bunch of times. There might be no better example of the sacred or the profane with the caroler kill. Literally singing Christmas hymns during the murder. It's like it's so fucking classy and so like fucked up at the same time. Story wise, this is where it's like it really like blows me away. It's so good. Just The way the mystery is done, phenomenal. The way everything's pointing at Peter. It's like it seems so clear that it's Peter. And again, just like you mentioned, just his face, like Peter's face, like he looks like a man that would kill people. But like,
Yes.
my favorite aspect of it is the backstory of Billy that we get through the phone calls. Agnes, like what did you do to the baby, Agnes? Which leads you to believe that Billy, when he was a boy, he was in charge of his baby. Who left him alone with Agnes? So Billy was already fucked up, we can gather from the phone calls, and he killed his baby sister. What your mother and I need to know is, what did you do with the baby? So like when he was a boy, he killed his sister.
And there's the idea that they lived in that house.
Yeah.
Interesting. Just like Halloween.
And that's why he knows where to go, how to get up there, all that shit, right? Just like in Halloween. Yeah.
It's so good, dude. And just to clarify, because someone might watch this and be like, well, there was a producer that came to John Carpenter with the idea of shooting Halloween. So there's like two things. Somebody came to him and said, hey, I want you to make a movie about babysitters that get killed. So he took that idea and then he tied the Bob Clark idea to it. I feel like that's what he did, and that's how we get.
Yeah, and Bob told him, I'm not doing another horror movie. So
but
yeah.
Shit's a shit, stylistically and structured. Like that's the writing of the movie, I think, can go underappreciated.
Yes.
Like if you're just especially if you're just watching it and like the first time, just like what you said, Jake. I feel like the first time I saw it, I'm like, where's the blood? Cut that bitch's head off. Like, you know what I mean? I was disappointed in that, but it really is. You got to appreciate the writing. Absolutely,
and the characters and everything. By the way, Fable, thank you so much for being the very first member of the PCP YouTube channel. I didn't even think I made that public yet. So thank you. Thank you so much.
On the inside
You're
trading,
the first one. You have no bonuses right now.
It's just him and Nancy Pelosi.
God damn, I would reject Nancy Pelosi. Trust me. Speaking of Nancy Pelosi rejection, I don't fucking know. Jay, why don't you tell us what you think about the style and structure of the film?
Yeah, I mean, even with you guys talking about it, right? Like, I watched it the day after Thanksgiving, so I mean, it's been a couple weeks. So I mean, even after hearing you guys talk about it more and more, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff that I liked a lot is, for me, like seeing the killer still be alive at the end of the movie, even for like, somebody who's like, you get that classic red herring with Peter, and you're like, oh, he's not the killer. He's dead, but
she killed the fuck out of him, man.
Yeah, I know. She's catatonic, right? And then throwing people for a loop, and then I'm like, and then hearing Verno talk about the phone calls, because I wasn't necessarily paying super close attention to those, but it's like, who the fuck is this Billy guy, And then hearing those types of things and like learning about, I'm like, oh wow, and that's like even more interesting. I love the style of it. It's very, for me, like I love my dark, gritty films. It lives up to Black Christmas. It's weird seeing it like during the day, like when her whatever her name is, her father comes looking for her, and it's like, you see the school bus and like campus and the light, and that kind of like throws me for a loop a little bit, just because it's bright, but the big things for me too are like definitely the POV stuff. It's definitely a lot different, watching it now than it would be like seeing it for the first time, because for like anybody, you wouldn't really think like, oh, like that was the first time they did that in the film kind of thing, to where I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense, like why wouldn't you do that, you know what I mean? But then it's like they didn't have that kind of stuff back then, so they're creating a lot of new things, which is really cool. I think like overall it was definitely like clear and concise. It had a lot of like, I enjoyed the early like humor kind of stuff with like Mrs. Mack, the house mother. I loved her, and stuff like that. Like I enjoyed that kind of stuff.
Talking about turtles fucking.
Yeah.
very inappropriately.
I'm not gonna lie.
Marty Fife
I'm over
and
that
stuff.
bit. I'm over that bit.
Like even one of my favorite parts, was she's on the phone. This guy's like moaning in the phone, and you're hearing "Hark the Herald Angels Sing" in the background, like very lightly, and you hear this guy is just like going to town on the phone. You know what I mean? Like it's just like those little things that I really enjoyed. But overall, like I mean, I think it's just a great piece, man. I don't necessarily have that many complaints about it.
And most of the things that Billy says on the phone still strike a chord today, like a discordant resonance today. Like it still sounds nasty, right?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
yeah, it still does, and it's pretty fucking cool. I love that bit. I also love when Barb's like giving alcohol to that fucking kid for some fucking reason. Like, what the hell, man?
I'm like, what the crap?
What the hell? Cliff, what do you think about the style and structure of Black Christmas?
All right, I thought the dialogue was fantastic, right? They convincingly portrayed college students. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal.
And they were all 30, but clearly,
they definitely weren't 30 yet. Because I did a timeline. I did a timeline on Margot Kidder, but they were definitely older, right? Jess's pregnancy subplot was really good. Especially for the year this was made. I was like, oh my God, there's such nuance. I had to take a double shot of my coffee, once we got into it. The escalation involved with the phone calls, and I really and the movie did a great job of building the dread by cutting to the police investigation and back. And it did it in such a way like to give you that breather, but every time we came back, the intensity was ramping up. I like that the POV, we already talked about that, excellent. The attic scene.
Did you freeze?
Did he freeze? I thought he was.
That was pausing for dramatic effect.
I thought he was for sure. All right, we'll wait for Cliff to come back. Brooks, what do you think about the style and structure?
Oh, I hope it's like that for the rest of the show.
That's the thumbnail right there. Bam.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it, baby.
A soft Christmas lighting contrasted with shadows was just like amazing. It felt claustrophobic but beautifully lit at the exact same time.
Now I'm not sure if he froze. Did you
That's good.
I'm confused too. Did Cliff just get us with the bit? What the hell, man?
That's the best bit we've had all year.
That was amazing.
I didn't do anything intentional. I just thought everything swirling and I just kept talking.
It was like a speeding up at the end.
It was so good.
That was great, man. All right. Brooks, what do you think about the style and structure?
Well, like I said, I like the way this movie is set up because it does feel like it's like, but it does what like a lot of later slash movies I think neglect to do, which is like give you make you care about the characters, so that when they do get killed, like it feels like there's a shift in the movie. Like even the first girl gets killed, they kind of make her more sympathetic in that Barb is being kind of a bitch to her, and and by having her dad kind of being there looking for her later on, it gives the deaths more weight. Like when a character dies, like when one of these, or when the house mother gets killed, you're like, oh man, she was because she was so funny, with her hidden alcohol and the way she hates the fuck out of the girl's dad, and of course Barb being killed. I think Barb's death is the biggest gear shift in the movie. It's kind of the point where the movie leaves behind any comedic aspects once Barb gets killed and just goes straight into the slasher suspense stuff. But yeah, it's a great there's been a lot of slasher movies. Some are good, some are bad. But like I think this one is probably one of the best. I think it does like, the slasher formula in a good way because like I said, you do care about the characters and when it feels like, it feels like they just have actual weight in the story. So like yeah, and the fact that the killer is just like you have this kind of like mystique to him. Like, you can kind of piece together some things about him, but there's nothing for certain about him. Like you don't know if any of this shit he's saying is like is based on something that happened, or if he's just like fucking, he's just nuts and he just made all this shit up. And like, that's kind of what I think really makes this movie unique is that, it has a lot of the things that you don't get as much of in like later slasher movies, like, interesting characters that you care about and a killer who's like mysterious, but also like interesting, like, because you kind of, it's like you kind of want to know what he's about, but you also kind of don't. Like I kind of lean on more of the side of like I don't want to know like the truth about Billy. That's kind of why I didn't like the remake a lot. Like when they tried to they gave him this idiotic story.
I'm definitely going to make your ass fucking watch it again next year. Then, man, we're doing it. Man. You just wait and see.
Double feature
that 2019. I won't like it.
We ain't doing the 2019 one, Verno.
I'll do it the following week. Brooks, you're invited.
Trash because I saw the 2019 one. This was nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Wow. I'm scared of this.
Yeah, I heard one reviewer say that the new one tried to go all girl power, but it actually did less girl power than they did in the original.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah, this one was ahead of its freaking time.
Way ahead.
Freaking time.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Let's talk about the music real quick. The music is done by Carl Zitterer. Not familiar with any of his other work, if he has any, because he doesn't have a Wikipedia page that I can click on
or a pronounceable name.
However, what?
Or a pronounceable name.
Zitterer. Yeah, something like Carl Z. We call him Carly Z. Anyway, Carly Z did a great job with the music in this film. Now, in the bonus features on this Blu-ray, he says, if I would have known that this movie would have been what it is today, I would have tried to do more. But he goes, at the time, I was trying to do more, and I was doing everything. I was doing all the psycho shit, right? I was doing all the music is killing the characters, the victims, along with the killer. The wang, wang, wang. And he goes, Bob Clark kept saying, pull it back, let it breathe. So the music I absolutely love. It's a lot of like discordant piano and shit like that. Like he actually like beat up a piano to get it out of tune to do these kind of things. It sounds kind of artsy, but the absence of the music at times is very prevalent and very impactful. But the music adds an atmosphere. But what also adds an atmosphere is not just the Christmas music that is used, but the versions of the Christmas music that is used. When you hear Hark the Herald Angels Sing, when you hear Silent Night, it sounds like a faded, lost memory of those songs. And it adds a tragic, melancholy tone to those songs that I think help situate the tone and atmosphere of the film. What about you, Jelani? What do you think about the music in Black Christmas?
I ain't hear none of that shit. This is the second time I've seen this damn movie, and I'm like, music? What? The best music I heard was the sound design of the phone ringing at the end of the movie. That's it. That got me. And that and the carolers singing. I love the kids. The kids sang well. But like soundtrack? It was a soundtrack more than it was a score to me. It didn't frighten me or treat me like I was an idiot because I didn't hear it. Unless it was just the Christmas music you mentioned. I'm like, technically, does that count?
It does, because it's used in such a way.
It's used in such a way, and I get it. I understand, but I still didn't get the music. I tried. This time I listened because I was like, I do remember that there was no music in this film. But I was like,
there's music. There's a lot of like.
It's a lot of
Verno.
dissonant, like you
Yeah,
said.
Verno, what do you say? What do you say?
It's so nuanced.
It's
So I couldn't understand.
it's ambient. Where's Dylan? Dylan, it's atmospheric, is what it is. It's fucking atmospheric.
It's atmospheric. Yeah,
A
but
lot
the
of it,
way-
what it is, outside of like the soundtrack, like the Christmas songs, a lot of it, and I agree, Robbie. You heard it on the special features. I didn't hear him talk about the music. I assume it's a piano, but it also sounds like a harp. It'll just be like
He's
it's the
strumming
same
the
exact
strings.
Exactly, that's what I figured,
Yeah.
bro. It's
on a out of tune piano.
It's the
Yeah.
same fucking sound over and over. But this is what I think is fucking cool about it. It's part of the red herring. It is telling you, boom, it's Peter. Boom, Peter's the guy that beats the shit out of the piano. Boom. That's what I feel like they're trying to do. It's just weird. Like that's the noise that he's making when he's beating out his piano. So that's what I appreciate about it. I'm really curious if they ever say that in the commentary, or if that's like actually what they were trying to do, if that's just something that I've invented.
Yeah,
But
I think
it's really
I
good.
picked up on that too, because I was like, maybe the use of the piano is part of what they're trying to do, and maybe that's why Bob said hold it back more,
Right.
Like hold it back, and I think that's the genius thing, is holding back the music, right? As much as I love the music in Halloween, and I wouldn't change a fucking thing,
right?
But maybe less would be more,
right?
In that film in particular.
The only other thing that I put in my notes is like they use wind a few times.
Yes, like the waves in the Limey. They use the fucking wind, dude. I'm not even lying. You're right, Verno. Thank you for mentioning that.
It adds to the Christmassy of it. Like when the house mom is climbing up the attic, and maybe it's the sound of the attic or whatever, but she hasn't even opened the door yet.
And the composer did the wind effects, because he mentions that in the special features.
That's
right.
Cool. It's a way to get across the Christmassy and like the winteriness while you're indoors, which is
the movie feels cold, man. Yeah, it does. Jake, what do you think about the film's music and sound design?
You know, I feel I get this question a lot, and for each film I've reviewed now, the music does what it's supposed to do, and I don't really know much about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't notice it. Yeah, I notice it, but I don't, right? Like, because it plays a good role with what it's doing, at least for me, you know. I enjoy when I don't notice it because it plays a big part of the film. You know, just like from earlier, right, with like Hark the Herald Angel Sings, and it's playing very, in the background, almost disappearing while, the Billy or the moaner's on the phone, and that gets louder and louder, same with like, the carolers and when Barb's, getting killed, right? Like, that was like,
what are they singing? Are they singing "O Come All Ye Faithful"? Right, that's what they're singing in that bit, I think. Right? Does anybody remember?
I think you're right. No, I'm not sure though.
Yeah. But that's like, I'd say probably like one of my, aside from like the phone, that'd probably be like one of the more like major poignant parts for me with like music.
Hell yeah.
But again, like, I need to get a film where I'm like, oh man, yeah, I totally remember the music. I remember everything. It's super fantastic. Like, this did what it was supposed to do. It, it added to the film a lot without, taking it over, or I just enjoy like not really noticing it. You know what I mean?
Well, you've seen
Robbie
Deep Red or Suspiria, right?
What's that?
Have you seen Deep Red or Suspiria?
Yeah, I've seen Suspiria. Yeah, I've seen both of those too.
Yeah, there you go. Right?
Well,
that's where the music really sticks out.
We always say all the time,
like, part of it.
You notice it when it's really bad or when it's really good. Most movies, you don't want to be like, hey, you feel good? You guys jamming to this? It's like, yeah, it's not. It's not what you're supposed to be doing.
What I love about I love about the Christmas music chosen, because we've mentioned the Hark the Herald Angels Sing and "O Come Ye All Ye Faithful." They're all like traditional, like religious Christmas songs, right? Which adds to that sacred juxtaposed with the profane that Vernon was talking about, right? And they're all like these, like they're all on the religious side of Christmas. Like the way it starts with the shot of the house, and you hear the wind, and you hear "Silent Night," and it's like an old record. It's like your great grandfather's record from the 30s or some shit that you're playing, and it's all been played for decades, and it sounds fucking off and weird and kind of ghostly in a way.
You saying Frosty the Snowman wouldn't have hit as hard?
No, I don't think so. I don't. Frosty the Snowman. Maybe in a different movie. Maybe in the 2006 one. What about you, Cliff? What do you think about the music in the film?
I mean, minimalistic, the banging of keys or the strumming of keys, whatever, that was great. It gave me that sense of psychological disturbance, right? You know how I love atmosphere. I talk about how I like gothic horror. This was like cold and alien, and like, it just added that sense of atmosphere. The fact that there was no music in certain, like there's no music on the phone calls, right? There's no music playing during the phone calls, and and rarely do I remember any music when we would switch to the investigation, And I thought that was brilliant. I thought that added to all those feelings of escalation and terror, and then of course when we did hear the Christmas music, it was into that juxtaposition of loss of innocence.
Hell yeah, I like that. I do wish though. I think maybe it could have stepped it up a little bit with them when they did get to the police detective stuff. They did the Pink Panther theme.
Yes,
right.
Yes, but that was like kind of funny.
What about you, Brooks? What did you think about the music in the film?
Well, I think I appreciated the music a little more in this go around watching, because like the idea that like a lot of Christmas songs have this kind of like somber quality that makes it like easy to make them very creepy. I think like two of the ones that pop, or three that pop into my head mostly that could be this way is Silent Night, of course. God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
I love that you almost said Silent Night, Deadly Night, by the way. That's how much we've ingrained you into Christmas horror now, man.
And Silver Bells, but the
Carol of the Bells, Ukrainian bell carol. The Carol of the Bells.
Yeah.
Ukrainian bell carol. AKA.
And it's like I feel like those songs could be like can be easily used to like, build suspense.
There's a lot of minor keys being used in Christmas music, and I think that really works. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with like, the kind of spiritual aspect of them, and like how like Christianity in particular can be kind of dour, and it's like, and how it does like music and hymns in particular.
Sure.
But it also has like, I think my favorite piece though is the Peter's recital, where it feels like, because like it feels like he's sabotaging himself on purpose. Like you don't know if he's like, to me it feels like he's like he's doing it on purpose. It's like he's throwing away his dream. It's like it's not necessarily that he's like shook from the news. It's like he's decided he doesn't care, and he's just gonna like it's like it feels like he's doing it out of contempt, or like
Bro, what's crazy is when Peter's doing that, I'm like, what did he do wrong? That sounded dope.
Yeah, it seems like it's almost trying to be artsy, and the fact that he's like playing it wrong, like like he's kind of like thumbing his nose at his critics in a way. So that's a pretty good soundtrack, I think. Like
hell yeah, I like that. All right, well, we are the pop culture philosophers. We like to dive a little bit deeper. So, Jelani, what is this movie saying to you? Movies have a lot of themes, a lot of things we can all pick up. It's art. It's subjective, right? No, it's subjective. It's subjective. Wait. It's your own interpretation. What's this movie saying to you?
Subjective.
It's a lot of miscommunication. It's a lot of things that are left unsaid, and then they're said too much. There are a lot of levels to that. You go to the killer who is trying to convey that I am crazy and I'm going to kill you. And no one really interprets that. They really say that it is a prank call. It is just something that we can brush off. It's scary to us that they keep calling, but it's still a thing. The miscommunication between Peter and Olivia Hussey about what they want in a relationship. She does not want marriage, but she is pregnant with his child, and it's something that she wants to get rid of. She wants nothing to do with it. And I don't know what Peter did. Maybe she just sees that he might be a little off kilter or something like that.
You don't say.
It's some kind of, well, You know, he's emotional. He's
He's
a
an
pianist.
artist. He's sensitive. Doesn't she say that or
He's
something?
very sensitive. I mean, I get it, dog. I mean, sometimes you're just that way. It takes that kind of personality, and that's not what she sees in a man. I don't know what it is, but she didn't want to be around him for that reason. So it's miscommunication. She didn't actually. She said she was pregnant, but he didn't say what you're gonna do about it. He was like he was happy. He wanted to get rid of it because he wanted to keep her for some reason. Or I'm sorry, she wanted to get rid of the baby, but he got he was angry because he wanted her. He wanted to keep her, and he couldn't. And it's just it's those little things. It's just the miscommunication of that. The miscommunication of the worst person in this fucking film is that stupid idiot cop who calls her and oh my god. And what's his name? Well, God, your boy
Talking about Sergeant Nash.
Sergeant fucking Nash. What an idiot. Why are you he's told, hey man, tell her in a calm way to leave the house. Just put the phone down and leave the house. Don't fuck it up. I'll kill you. Pretty much. And he goes in and he screams it. And on top of that, he screams at her afterwards. That scene pissed me off this time more than anything. And I'm like, you're a police officer. You're there to serve and protect. At least, and by the way, fuck, fuckity fuck the police.
Besides John Saxon. Come on.
Yeah.
Aside from John Saxon, he's pretty solid.
He's pretty fucking dumb. He should have stayed at that house. They shouldn't have left that girl after
He thought it was Peter.
shot.
He was checking out that lead, dude. You would have thought it was Peter too.
Nah,
right.
fuck that.
And
Delaney would've
also,
fixed
I'm
it,
not
man.
saying
He
Sergeant
would've-
Nash isn't a
Would have solved
fuck,
that murder immediately.
and
He
I'm not
would've-
saying Nash isn't a fuck stick, but he told her, put down the phone and just walk outside. And she goes, why? What's
he
going
didn't.
on? I got friends up there. What do you think? Like he was like, that was like, how do I get her out of the fucking house? Right?
Ma'am, I could have talked her out of the house easier than that. Any of us could have talked her out.
Bruh, Jelani would have straight up. I know. I've known Jelani for 25
I would have been
years.
like,
This
the call is
motherfucker would have
coming
been
from
like,
inside the house.
get the fuck out of the house, bitch. This motherfucking killer's upstairs. Get the fuck out of the house.
They're killing everybody.
I would never say that.
I
I would
mean,
never say that to
sometimes-
a girl trying to save her
Sometimes
house.
the direct approach is best.
Yeah. He handled it
Get out!
okay.
Get out! It
Miscommunication.
didn't work.
I like that.
It didn't
I
work.
like that.
You say
I like that, especially
I
with
think,
the
it was, I
focus.
think it was too passive. He was like, they're probably dead. There's a murderer in there. You need to get out of the house.
Yep.
Just get out. But my friend, no,
We're the
girl,
alive one.
no.
Your friend's dead.
Verna, what about
Bring
you?
it.
What's this movie
Oh,
saying
where's
to
my
you?
friends? But Barb's upstairs. Oh,
Barb is dead.
What about my cat?
I mean,
dead.
there's definitely the stuff with Olivia and the relationship stuff about her wanting to spread her wings and whatever, female agency. But and I'm kind of reaching here, but just the idea that like the danger is coming from it's domestic violence. I don't know if you guys know that real domestic violence. It's not really domestic violence, but it's like the danger within the family unit. There's a lot of little family stuff going on. There's Claire's dad. There's the phone call with Margot Kidder's mom, which kind of ties into the Christmas theme. But just the idea, the fucking killer is in the house. He is one of you. It might even fucking be you. It could be within your mind. So again, I'm reaching, but I think that's a pretty interesting little thing to be in a slasher movie to be able to pull out of it.
I love that idea. The killer's within, right? Like
Yeah.
the killer's
No,
here
you nailed that.
already.
That one was the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
one to nail on the head.
Yeah, I like that. What about you, Jake? What's this movie saying to you?
A lot of CPS is going to be involved. I don't know, man. I guess I don't even know, man. I like the communication aspect of it because there's a lot of use of the phone as well as the communication between Hussey and Peter's character. That's a tough one for me to kind of grab at anything personally. I'll leave it at communication for me.
All right, I like that. I mean,
Well played.
communication is a big part of it, right? Because there's
Yeah.
communication with the sisters in the sorority, like Jelani said, the police, and them. Like, for instance, Barb
Bad
didn't help
communication.
anybody by not giving them the actual fucking number. By the way,
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
she basically just did a D's nuts joke, right? But
Yeah,
Right.
got him.
and my favorite bit is like, yeah, it's a new exchange. The college girl, she gave it to me. He goes, and John Saxon goes, she gave it to you. Like, it's just like so fucking funny. I love that bit. Out of nowhere, the police, they got to have fun too, I guess. Cliff, what about you? What's this movie saying to you?
It's a commentary on women not being taken seriously or believed,
Yeah.
right? Because that's definitely happening. That's why I'm saying this movie's girl power before we even knew what girl power was. Institutional failure with the cops. All
Because
right.
they sucked. They're cops. Anyway, continue.
There's a more modern movie that I could run this against, but we're gonna leave that alone. And the killer's anonymity, right? Like we don't know anything about the killer. In fact, we call the killer Billy because that's the name we give him from the phone calls, right? Like we don't know him, we don't see him, we don't have a real origin. This could be messed up memories he's having. He could, we don't know how messed up he is. We don't know if he's just making all this shit up because he's that crazy. He's like, I'm gonna just keep fucking with your heads and kill you.
Yeah, he could be an escapee from the Weapon X program. It is in Canada.
Right? I mean, that would be Department H.
Billy Deadpool.
Really does.
I mean, he's just random evilness and the horrors inside the home. And actually, let's go one step further because we are in the home, right? How about the holiday versus the loss of innocence and like the beauty of the holiday season, but the darkness that happens behind closed doors? How about that commentary? How about all of that in this movie?
Yep.
Because even though the director explicitly said he never wanted us to know Billy's origin, what if part of Billy's origin is that Agnes was fiddling him? Maybe that's what made him crazy.
Cliff, I think we all need to get together and do 2006's Black Xmas next year. Is what I think. We dive a little bit into Billy's possible origin in the extreme days of 2006, post-Hostel, post-Saw. I don't know. I would like to do that, but that'd be fun. I like everything you said, Cliff. You're pretty fucking good at this. I like that. Brooks, what about you? What's this movie speaking to your soul?
Well, a lot of movies touch on this because it's a very important subject in our in humanity as a whole. It's like the relationships between men and women and how the kind of negative aspects sometimes. I think Peter and Billy are kind of like two extremes of this idea of how some dudes act to women, and Billy's chaotic evil. He doesn't really care about you don't know what his motivation is for why he wants to kill these women, why he harasses them. He's just kind of just a weird, creepy jerk. But Peter, on the other hand, he's more sympathetic. He's more like a regular dude. But he's also got his own problems too. He has this very possessive idea of his relationship with his girl. He just thinks that he makes a decision and she's supposed to immediately follow him. And it's it's just two. It's kind of the two worst kind of dudes you can be. You don't want to be Peter, and you especially don't want to be Billy.
Well, interesting, Brooks, is all kind of tied into what Cliff and a few other people were saying, is all of the men in this movie are very ineffectual.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
It's Art Hindle, which we haven't even mentioned Art Hindle.
Art Hindle with that fucking pip ass coat, man.
Dude, I almost bought this fucking coat at Goodwill yesterday to wear on the show. I'm like, dude.
He's actually the most
I like
positive
you spelled it at
dude
Goodwill of all
in the
places.
movie too. He's the most positive dude in the movie. She comes to him, he immediately is running to like he's the white knight of the movie, really. And like
He
kind of the
disappears
thing
though, doesn't he? He's
He
just
does.
gone. Like
my
after
favorite part is when Olivia goes to the hockey rink. First of all, him and his Jason fucking mask, and she's
Yeah.
like, "They're not taking it seriously." The way he says, "Why?" There's something about that I'm always, I don't know. I just
And then
fucking
she
love.
looks at him and goes, "Hello." Oh yeah, Brooks, I like that, man. Everybody said some pretty solid stuff. I'm going to say the same thing I said 5 years ago. It's about the melancholy of Christmas. It's about the other side of Christmas, right? And so obviously we can look at it and be like, this is a time that's supposed to be happy and joyful, but this is a dark reflection of that. But what is this saying? I point once again, like I did 5 years ago, to the character of Barb. The reason why Olivia Hussey and Phil and Barb are in that house, so nobody should be there because they're all leaving for the holidays. Because the holidays are the time, especially in college, where you go back to your family or go back to your friends and you have a good time.
Yeah.
But Barb's family doesn't give a shit about her. And Barb is an alcoholic, a very young alcoholic. I think we know why. I think it's because her parents don't give a shit about her. The way she talks to them, the way they talk to her in that brief fucking moment.
Right.
But that's the reason why Jess and Phil stay there, because they want to be there for their friend, right? Once again, the women are like more together and for each other in this movie than the men are. They're more effective. They're trying to do the right thing, right? However, it leads to where they wind up, which is all dead, pretty much, right? And Billy's story, and maybe I'm influenced by seeing Black Xmas, right? But Billy's story, what we can piece together from it, if we relate it to Christmas, it's kind of a tragic story too, right? So to me, it's about the melancholy of Christmas. And this is something, I've lost my mother. Other people have lost other people in their lives, whether they're siblings, parents, grandparents, partners, children. It makes the holidays a very difficult time. And not everybody during the holidays is really feeling that side of the holiday spirit. You get what I'm saying? There is a reason why some of the best Christmas stories, like the most famous Christmas story out there, is a ghost story. It's a horror story, Christmas story, or a Christmas Carol, right? Not a Christmas story. That's not a horror film, but a Christmas Carol, right? That's a horror story. It's a ghost story, right? There's a melancholy to Christmas, to the winter, right? And as much as Christmas is meant to be a time of joy, peace, and hope, it can also be very much, for many people, a season of loneliness, despair, guilt, and regret. So I think the movie really encapsulates that pretty well, to be honest with you.
I don't know about how, well, actually, I guess there could be a splash of guilt and regret, but a lot of loneliness and despair I do witness.
Well, guilt and regret, like, you know, like say you're alone at Christmas because you ruined something that you had or something like that, right? You know, like loss doesn't have to just involve death. You know what I'm saying?
Of course not. Listen, I'm an expert in loss. I'm just saying, I find in my experience that, you know, it's loneliness. Sometimes it's regret. Sometimes it's regret over things we didn't even have control over.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're right. I don't know why I said guilt and regret. I mostly feel loneliness and
but there is despair. There is despair, you know?
Hey man, so, you know, seasonal depression comes into play, you know, depending on where you're at, right?
Play.
Like,
yeah.
Winter is trash. This is the worst season, except for Christmas. That's it.
Agreed.
It's Christmas, and then
I swear that they jam Thanksgiving and Christmas back to back just to lower the depression rate because you have something to do. You know,
Right. Then there's January,
your
and
family.
February.
yeah. We got January and February
And
out
if you-
here where it just gets colder and colder.
Yeah, if you're in Illinois,
Well,
you
it's
might
colder
get
and
March,
colder
you
here,
might get April. You don't fucking know.
Well, I think it's tied into the season too. You know, you see the sun less and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
man.
I was
Like,
just
yeah.
gonna say, dude, I highly
Yeah,
recommend. I'm not
it's winter.
joking. Go to the
it's
tanning
the shittiest
salon.
time of the year.
I swear to fucking God, dude.
Yeah,
Go to the
for sure.
tanning salon. It will trick your body into like it'll fix that shit.
First of all, how about get them lights that project,
Vitamin D.
fake
Good
UV?
vibes.
Yeah, just
There you
project the
go.
good vibes. Be like,
Yeah, just
yeah.
put some strong blue light in your
The
eyes in
strobe
the
light.
morning. Like, here's the thing, though. I want everybody to take Verno's advice, and then we all show up a few months from now, and we're all like
Dark
bronze.
as shit.
Yeah.
I just go once. You
Don't
don't
be
got to make it a
bronze.
regular fucking thing. I swear to God, it'll kind of like snap you out of that.
I show up and I look
winter
like
malaise.
goddamn fucking the ultimate warrior for some reason. And like,
Just shaking the fucking ropes.
I'm covered in goddamn Hawaiian tropic, just greasy and
As
shit.
it is, you're already fairly tan just the way you are.
I just need to get bronzing.
All right. Time to rate the film out of 5 possible you digs. Jelani, what would you give Black Christmas? You out there in the chat, join along. Let us know what you think.
I like this movie a lot. I was surprised, like how much I liked it on the second watch. It's impressive. It's the template for so many things. I mean, I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm not gonna say it's a 5 because I've seen Halloween and the music sells it to me. I've seen Suspiria and the music sells it to me, and I see it for a lot of things that it's memorable. things that you need in a horror film, I believe, will help you is your music. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. It is so clean. Yeah, stop making masks. No, don't stop making masks. Never stop. But it's good. It's very good, and it's very impressive that the killer gets away. Technically, I love it. I love how it ends. It's impressive as fuck. I love it, but I can't push it to 5 because you need that signature. If it has a signature theme, if it is something really that it could work with for Christmas, people will remember it more. People would talk about it more, and I think that's the missing link to this. It's good. The music's there, but it's not something that hooks you. You need a hook, and it's missing that. And I take that point away because of that you did good.
All right. 4 you digs from Jelani. I like that. That's very respectable for this film. By the way, I'll go ahead and make the official announcement. Next year for December, see the return of Holiday Horror Fest. In fact, November and December, because I got a Thanksgiving movie I think we can cover too for a Holiday Horror Fest. So we did it a few years ago. We're going to do it again next year because we're doing Black Xmas, motherfuckers. the 2006 version. Because I want to watch it again, man. Like after rewatching this movie, I watch it every year. But this time, in preparation, I really wanted to check that one out.
Yeah.
4 you digs, though, that's really solid, man.
Very.
I'm eager to look back at our previous review 5 years ago to see what you gave it. What about you, Verno? Black Christmas, how many you digs out of 5 do you give it?
It's tough, man. This was, and we talked about it, you and I, a couple months back, we did our top 10 favorite slasher movies of all time. And this movie, along with, I think...
Great show, by the way.
Yes. Check
we
it
got
out.
any blue wrenches out there, throw a link up to that because that was a fucking awesome show, Verno.
Don't go to the live stream. Go to
That
what I
was
spent
great.
fucking 7 hours editing. I'm on.
It's hard to edit me. That's what I've heard recently. So
I'm gonna give it a 5, and then I'm gonna say 2 things. First of all, The Exorcist is a 5. Black Christmas is a 5. The Exorcist, in a million ways, like The Exorcist is a far more superior film. But comparing it to the slasher genre, first of all, it gets the bump for being so innovative. Like Jake, you said earlier, there's a bunch of stuff that's like, why did they do this or what? It's like, no, this was one of the first. There's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Most people don't consider that a slasher. I would consider it the first teen slasher, but it's also something totally fucking different. This came out very shortly after, inarguably, in my opinion, a slasher movie, the first of its kind, the first teen slasher ever. So that it already gets a bump for that. Love the kills, love the style, love the characters more, like blah, 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 all the shit that we said. But like a couple things that I think could have made it better. Here's the biggest thing that could have made it better is the way that Peter was written. Imagine if Peter towed that line the whole time, where it's like, you're like, is he a piece of shit? Where at the end
kind
of
of
the
like
movie,
Billy and Scream.
No, because
Yeah.
at the end you find out Billy's killing the fuck out of people. But
yeah,
similar,
but aside from that, like Billy toes that line, doesn't he?
right?
He, like,
where you can't, right? Exactly. If he never like went over the line to where he was already a bad guy before you find out that he was killed at the end of the movie, then at the end of the movie, you're like, fuck, dude, she just killed her boyfriend who really was innocent and just wanted to marry her and have a baby with her. Like that would have made it a much stronger.
This movie,
ending.
from Peter's perspective, Olivia Hussey, Jess, is the
It's
villain.
the villain, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Like, she's Leatherface.
This is the biggest film. Yeah.
Oh, what was the other thing? And here's the other negative, dude. Honestly, and it might partially be because this is the third time that I've watched this thing in 4 months, but I'm kind of over like a lot of Margot Kidder's jokes. The turtle bit, the fellatio bit, the fucking a few of them. Like I get kind of over. That's why I said the first time I watched it, she was my favorite. Now I'm like, all right, kill fucking Barb.
I get with the turtle bit, because it does go a little long.
It's silly.
The fellatio bit
Yeah.
to me is perfect comedy because it's a setup,
right,
and then a perfect payoff.
Payoff
That payoff
later.
cracks me up.
I
so
agree.
much.
It's not nearly as offensive. I feel like there's one other that kind of bugs me. But other than that, I love it. It's one of the best.
She
slashers
says the
of all time.
craziest fucking thing in the movie. The craziest thing that, like, I'm surprised. Like, I've seen some people. I try to sometimes look like at like outrage at like popular horror movies, and I have seen some outrage about this movie. But like one thing I've never seen anybody outrage about is when she goes, "Nobody can rape a townie," and I'm like, that's the moment where I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? All right, a 5 from Verno, a 4 from Jelani. What about you, Jake? What you sitting on?
That's hilarious. I was going to mention that quote earlier, but then I was like, maybe not. I've seen it twice, pretty far apart. But I would probably give it a solid 4. You dig? After listening to everybody's review on it, and also kind of like that betters my understanding of it, but there's a lot that I really enjoyed about it too. I think overall it was just a well-made film, you know what I mean? I think too, like, and I did not know he made I didn't do a whole deep dive into what was it, Bob Clark? And it's awesome. You kind of have the total, if you were to dissect that, right, you get like Porky's, you get the whole sorority and like fraternity stuff, and then you take the other side and you get a really well written Christmas story, which is like also one of my favorite films. And another one that I watch religiously every year, you know what I mean?
Now you gotta do a double feature,
right?
Like back to back, right?
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely give it a 4. I really enjoyed it. And like I said earlier, it's definitely going to probably make the rounds every year for sure.
Hell yeah. I like to hear that, Jake. A very respectable 4. We got high scores so far. Cliff, what you think?
Am I allowed to do 0.5s?
Yes.
Okay. I'm very impressed with this movie. Margot Kidder, very impressionable on me. I was like, oh, Barb, I was and then I was thinking to myself, it's always the Barbs. Look what they did on Stranger Things. And then
poor Barb.
All right, Barb. I'm rewatching the first season right now.
Get you, Barbara.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I have lots of friends who are like, "What's wrong with you? Why do you even care about Barb?" And I was like, "I was a Barb. I was a Barb." I was a Barb for a long time. I would be sitting in them clubs buying people drinks, and then my friend who came with me is sucking their dick in the bathroom. I was a Barb. It was a long time. It was a long time before Beer Can Eddie showed up and changed things. But that said, this movie really impressed me, and I love the tone, and it's like my favorite kind of horror tone, right? Like, I love The Haunting of Hill House. I love the first Alien movie. I love that tone, right? So this movie nailed that for me. I like that it's the predecessor of so many other things, so it just gets lots of love and points for me. I am giving it a 4.5.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
4.5. Very respectable. I love that, Cliff. What about you, Brooks? I don't remember what you rated it 5 years ago, but what do you rate it today?
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 4.5 too. Like, I really enjoy this movie. It has its problems, but like, not a whole lot. Like, and as far as like, if I rated on a scale of like slasher movies, it would be a 5, definitely. I think it's definitely one of like, out of all the slasher movies I've watched so far, it's definitely one of the best. I think it's a peak slasher because it does things right. I think it does a slasher the right way. And like even Christmas movies, like it's an entertaining Christmas movie, if a bit like kind of a bit on the dark side, but like you need the dark side too, man. Like Christmas can't be all like ho 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 and like jingle all the ways and all that shit. You got to get you need a little darkness in there too. And I think this movie does it well. It makes it interesting and entertaining, and like like I said, the characters are done well, and it feels like they make an impact on the movie. So yeah, like not perfect, but like a really good, enjoyable Christmas movie. I think it's a Christmas classic, personally.
Hell yeah. I love hearing that. A Christmas classic. I agree. Seems like everybody agrees. I'm going to agree with Verno and give this motherfucker a 5, ya digs. My second favorite Christmas movie, right behind Gremlins. And then it's like Gremlins, Black Christmas, Batman Returns, Scrooged.
Yeah.
Any
Die
more
Hard. Why never say
One more
Die Hard?
top 5. I might go Lethal Weapon over
Oh,
Die
God,
Hard.
God, God,
Personally,
Oh,
I
Lethal
would do
Weapon,
Lethal
yeah.
Weapon as well. Lethal Weapon.
I would do
and
Lethal,
Die Hard.
but you would do Long Kiss Goodnight as
I
well,
would
though.
lovely do Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of
Also
great Christmas movies out there. First Blood is a Christmas movie.
Yes,
So
Christmas.
wild. The first Rambo, the first Lethal Weapon, and fucking Die Hard.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's weird.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a Christmas movie. Brazil
Christmas
is a
movie.
Christmas movie.
Brazil's Christmas movie.
Brazil is a fever dream.
Yes,
Brazil is
love
a
the movie.
fever dream.
God.
So it looks like we got some solid scores across the board. We got a 5 from me and Verno, a 4 from Jelani and Jake, and a 4.5 from Brooks and Cliff for a PCP average of 4.69, dudes. Sounds good to me. I think we're all saying, watch Black Christmas. Christmas is coming up. We hope you have a great holiday season. We are signing off for PCP Movie Night. That's right. We are off for the next 3 weeks. That gives you time to get ready for the debut of the 2026 PCP Movie Night season on January 5th, Monday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. We'll be talking about the Jurassic franchise. All 7 films. That's right. Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World. Fuck. What's the next one? What do they call? There's Fallen Kingdom, there's Dominion, and there's Rebirth. Right?
No wonder you're
7.
taking 3 weeks off. You got some fucking Jurassic Park. Yeah, those are long too. All of them.
I know, and I gotta watch a fucking French
Yeah.
film too coming up too, man. So
Hey, that's probably good. That's gonna be the best one.
I'm very excited for that, bro.
That's
I'm
Christmas
very
film, too.
it's for Verno. Verno will get to it. But we're doing the Jurassic Park franchise. It's gonna be a great show. We got 6 people talking about 7 Jurassic movies. It's gonna be like a 3-hour show. It's gonna be fucking fun. It's gonna be great. We got a great panel lined up. We got a great lineup for PCP Movie Night. We will be revealing that PCP Movie Night lineup on our Festivus stream, which is Tuesday, December 23rd at 8 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be airing our grievances. This is our 8th annual Festivus stream, I believe. So I'm very, very fucking excited for that. Jelani, thank you so much for being here. Final thoughts. What you got coming up, man?
Yeah, man. Once again, Station, to everyone out there, you guys are great. This was a great year. Very happy that we were able to review movies this entire year and get all the fun shit out.
What a great fucking year of movie reviews, man. Right?
Yeah,
like, for real.
it's PX, baby. It's
and if you ain't down with it.
I mean, this has been spectacular. So I'm really glad to meet you, Jay, and you, Cliff, this first time. So, thanks for being here and enjoying our discussions of craziness and the second time we've ever done Black Christmas. Of course, Brooks and I do this lovely thing called Go Figure Reviews. And we did a video and it's about toys and stuff. So we did a Marvel Legends mini comic wave. This is all the lovely wave that we did. We did a previous video on Phoenix, Rachel Summers there, but well, I did it, but we did decide to do the whole wave this time and just knock them out. This will be the next thing that we do. After that, we're going to be doing our top 5 action figures of the year. So Brooks, get your 5 ready. And I might have a special announcement that might be coming up very soon as well. So, subscribe to our channel, Go Figure Reviews, and find out what that is. There could be a lot of big stuff happening, or some small stuff, or we're just canceling our channel. It is what it is.
Too late to find out. Hey,
let's find out.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. I like that tease. It's like, or we could just be canceling the fucking channel.
Or like, because if y'all not watching, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Why are we doing it? What's the point of this?
Because
No, thank you so much for being
That's
here. It's not a
why.
horror movie review without you, my friend. So what you got coming up? I know you. I was so tempted, bro. But I went with the French film I had never seen, but I was so
Right.
tempted to do this. I love this film,
Hell
and
yeah.
I swear to God, if Stu and Link step out of bounds, I will fucking come at him, man.
Shockingly, this is Link's pick this week, which is like the
Nice.
opposite of the type of movie that I think Link usually likes. We're doing Night of the Comet from, I think, 1984, as I say.
Yeah, I
With-
think that sounds right. Yeah.
with very little confidence. But yeah, shockingly, this is Link's pick. We did The Witch last week, which Stu picked. Something very different. If you've never seen this one's on Tubi. Fun little zombie fucking hangout cult classic type of film. But the one you mentioned that we'll be doing the following week, the one that you're joining us with, is Inside, which is a French.
That's a great film.
Why am I missing the terminology? What was
It's like a new extreme film.
Yes,
isn't it?
new French extremity film from, I think, 2007. I've never seen it. I was looking up movies. I was looking for
I like
what's a Christmas
Jake, you've
movie.
seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, that was a really good movie.
It's surprisingly, I was like, oh shit, it was on like a Christmas list. Evidently, it takes place on Christmas Eve, which I never knew. So I was like, hell yeah. Once I saw that, and I'd been wanting to do it forever because I'd never seen it. But and what did we watch? What was it? Martyrs. I'm sure it's quite different than Martyrs, but another
Martyrs is a great
another
movie.
of the similar era and
Martyrs
Yeah,
fucked me
Inside,
up.
Inside's a
Martyrs.
messed up movie, but it's really good.
good.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
excited. Very
Hell
excited,
yeah.
man.
I like it, man.
But appreciate you having me on, man. I'm glad I did it. Like I said, I was like, do I want to do it again? But I'm glad I did. It was great to meet you, Cliff. Great to meet you, Jake,
Good, man.
as well.
Same
Hell
here.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Jake, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Looking forward. Yeah, we got you booked for another one
Yeah.
coming up. So I'm very excited for that. So tell everybody about what you do and where to find you, man.
Well, what I do, I do a lot of artwork. I have some sketch covers behind me. I got some prints of original canvases I've done.
And that's all stuff you've done that's behind you, right?
Yeah.
Let
yeah,
me blow
all
you up
these,
real quick because this shit's dope, man.
Hell
What's
yeah.
up? Oh yeah. So I got some of my Sweet'em skulls from like Army of Darkness that I've done.
That
I got,
Chucky's sweet. Did you do the Chucky?
Nah. That's
Oh,
just it.
it's
I got
badass.
Toxic Avenger sketch cover. I got Universal Monsters. I got some Army of Darkness versus Reanimator with
Sick,
Ash
dude.
and Herbert West. And then these two prints up here are actually prints of my 16 by 20 inch black canvas. And those ones I did with palette knife. So it's just palette knife and just like white acrylic. But so I do a lot of artwork. I've been doing a lot of sketch covers lately. What else? I also do creator interviews with my other counterpart, Army of Darkness Comics. We just interviewed James Kahoric, who was awesome to interview. He is
The dude from American Mythology.
yeah. So he's American Mythology, which I love American Mythology too, but he's also one of the biggest contributors to the Army of Darkness comics. He's written the most out of everyone. So we got to interview him for that, and then also talk a little bit about American Mythology, and you can check that out on YouTube at Army of Darkness Comics. So with February coming around, Dynamite's dropping the Archie and the Army of Darkness crossover. So hopefully here, maybe in the next couple months, we may be doing another creator interview with maybe the writer or artist of that comic, I'm hoping.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, I just like, you can find me at Hounds of Gore on Instagram mainly. I do have a Facebook page. But, when I'm not doing artwork or posting about artwork, I'm posting my horror collection, my manga, horror, comics, what else? Figures, that kind of stuff. We do Figgy Friday, stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I do. And then I've been branching out and hanging out with, Robbie and Fable and Sabrina, Coffee Monster over at Black Sheep Comic Club. So I've done a few other things, but I like getting around. It's a good time hanging out with everybody. YouTube's kind of like something somewhat new for me as far as doing these kinds of things. So it's fun. It's a good time. I'm glad to be here. And
well, you're killing it, dude. And I can't wait to see you on The Running Man in PCP Movie Night 2026, man. That's going to be so cool. And we're talking about the 1987 one, not the new one that sucks, by the way. So I hated that fucking movie. This might be my most disappointing movie of the fucking year, man. I hated it. The new
one's biggest problem is it's actually more book accurate.
That is the biggest problem.
I left the theater. My friend was like, I'm so pissed off. And I was like, man, those two men are so hot. He goes, really? I was like, this was a book accurate movie.
Right.
And he was just like, I don't understand you, Cliff. I was like, you don't have to. Let's go get a burger. And
I will tell you
this. The nostalgia factor for me. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
I will tell you this. Glenn Powell is pretty fucking hot in the movie.
Glenn Powell.
I'm not going to lie.
Always. I could watch Glenn.
But the problem is Glenn Powell is not that guy. He's not the guy that I believe can stop an electric baton and not fucking drop to the floor, right? Like there's a moment in the movie where there's like a guard with like one of those electric batons, and he throws it on him. He just grabs it, and it's shocking him, but he doesn't move, and he's just like flexing. I'm like, Arnold, yes. Glenn, no. Like Glenn would be like me.
I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed it. Let me tell you, I have all the love in the world for Glenn. I have been following him since Screen Queens. I will defend my man. I will defend him.
He should be Booster Gold, man. I'm telling you, man. He should be Booster Gold.
I would like him as Booster Gold. I think he could give Dr. Fate a whirl. A younger Dr. Fate.
I don't know, man.
Young Kent Nelson.
I don't know if he could be serious like that, man. I need somebody serious. Like Pierce Bronson to me was the perfect fucking Dr. Fate. I bring him back, man. Like that's what I would.
He was like old on the way out, like.
But to me, Dr. Fate has always been old on the way out.
No, but he's not. Kent and Inza Nelson were like young and happening. He was young and blonde and excavating and like, oh, look, magic. And then he got sucked up into it. And then she's like, you know what? This shit's out of control. I'm putting the helmet on. And then that got bizarre. I'm just saying.
All right. So Cliff's next show is a whole thing about Dr. fucking Fate. But why don't you tell us what else you're doing, man? What's up? Final thoughts, Cliff.
Well, you can find me on YouTube, Cliff on Comics, where I do some reviews, discussions, live streams, occasional comic book battles, but mostly I like engaging with people in the community with Comics and Coffee with Cliff and Comics and Cocktails with Cliff. Also, you can find me over in the Council of Comics 3 nights a week, Sundays at 5 Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Wednesdays. Sometimes you can find me on Crisis en Tierras Argentinas, the Argentinian Spanish channel, where we go over trades because, of course, no one's buying new books in Argentina. You can look at Kickstarter creator interviews that I do with like Parker Newman from City of Demons and all sorts of other random stuff that I have going on. So just check it all out. I'm a man of many faces.
Hell yeah, you are. I appreciate you being here, Cliff. Brooks, thank you for being here. Final PCP movie night of the 2026 or 2025 season. Shit, I got ahead of myself. Final thoughts, Brooks. You always kill it with these final thoughts.
As well, like I I'll take the opportunity to wish everybody here a Merry Christmas, everybody watching, the whole PCP Army. And, if it's like to take a lesson from this movie, like, if you're feeling down this holiday season, just find the bottle that you've hidden in a book.
Oh my God!
Take a couple of swigs and just feel that holiday anxiety melt away.
Mhm.
Yes.
Just
Get
power
the
through,
drink.
baby.
And
That's
if that-
way better than crawling up in an attic and killing a bunch
Oh,
of
that's what I was
fucking
gonna say.
people.
If that
That's right.
doesn't work,
Actually,
kill a
that's
right.
sorority
Power
house.
There's you know what? Eat your feelings. There are things known as ice cream, Popeye. They're
That's
readily
right.
available. They're readily
Makes
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't put ice cream inside of a book; it melt and ruin the pages.
Get
Or
some
smoke
Christmas
them away,
cookies.
No, just buy some ice cream pie and come home and eat your ice cream pie. And also call a friend. Like call your pastor. They like use your community people. If you're feeling down, this is the time of year to invite yourself somewhere. Okay, it's the only time where people feel dirty if they don't invite you. So I'm just saying, you want to milk that attention card. If you need it, you milk it.
That's right. That's right. We appreciate that. Everybody go check out Cliff on Comics on YouTube and Instagram. Go check out Jake Hounds of Gore. Check out his art. Dude, that invisible man behind you is insane.
That
It's
is for
fucking
sale.
awesome. Go check out Blood Splatter Chatter. They're talking about Night of the Comet. I will try to join in the chat. I'll be busy that night, but man, I got to see what y'all think about that movie. Check out Go Figure Reviews. They're talking about the Marvel Legends mini comic book wave. Look at that man without fear, Daredevil. And join us for PCP Movie Night when we return January 5th with the Jurassic Park franchise. But before that, catch a lot of us bitching about a lot of things on December 23rd, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, for our 8th annual Festivus live stream, the airing of the grievances, the feats of strength, and we'll be erecting the Festivus poles, y'all. So get ready. Love you. We're dipping out. For my final thoughts, station, pop, pop, boom, watch more movies, buy physical media, ho, 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 fuck.